It seems like you can get away with it for a while, not paying, and then you think you're good, and then all of a sudden, like in your case, boom, this comes
they
up.
got you.
So they're watching. Don't think that you're getting away with anything.
I mean, part of this episode is about how they're watching. All right, so before we get into the nitty gritty, Peter, give you a little background so we can.
So I went to law school with Eugene. That's how I know him. St. John's Law.
Shout out to
St. John's Law, and that's how we became friends. And before I went to law school later in life, I'm turning 40 in a couple of years. I'm a little bit older than Eugene. I was a CPA before going to law school, so I have that tax compliance background. And everyone that was really good when you went to I see a lecture, it was always a tax attorney teaching the CPA, and that's kind of why I wanted to go. I wanted to learn the law, get to the top of my game, so to speak. And so now I'm CPA, and now I have a law degree, and then I passed the bar, so I'm a tax attorney. And that's all they wrote.
to get into a little bit of the gritty, because I actually wondered this, because I knew you were CPA prior to going to law school. How has that changed your practice? What can a tax attorney do that a CPA can't do, or how does that change what you're selling, or what people expect from you?
So there's two things. One is a tax attorney can petition tax court, where a CPA can, unless he takes some kind of test with the United States Tax Court, which is actually a big deal, because when you have a dispute with the IRS, there's a certain amount of notices that are going to come out. One is a 90-day notice or notice of deficiency, and when you petition tax court, you basically take it away from the IRS. Now you're dealing with IRS counsel, docketed appeal. It's a much better venue to be in. So that's something a tax attorney can do that a CPA can't do unless they, took a separate test with the United States Tax Court. And the other thing is,
basically, you bring a neutral third party into the conversation. Is that a fair way to describe it?
Well, that's IRS appeals is like that. You're bringing an independent party, I guess, so to speak. You're basically taking it away from you're bringing it to court. You're basically bringing it to court. Yeah.
And the third party, the court is supposed to be neutral third party.
Yeah. Oh, I never even got that, because you think you always settle. You always settle with the IRS when you petition tax court. Basically, I always have. And also, there's a part of the tax code where when you do petition tax court, you're in this thing called docketed appeals. It's the IRS appeals, but it's docketed because there's a clock. There's like a little line in the code where they're allowed to negotiate or give you more. It's a hazards of litigation, to prevent the hazards of litigation. So being a tax attorney, there is kind of some stuff I could do maybe that a CPA couldn't do. Okay. But besides that, a CPA, an enrolled agent, a tax attorney, all three of them could represent somebody with the IRS.
So you're saying you're supposed to get a notice from the IRS first, right? Saying that you're in default or deficient.
90-day notice of deficiency is your ticket to tax court. You need this notice.
So then, in Mr. Big's case, right? So did you get any notice or anything like that, or?
I'm sure I got notice.
Okay,
definitely got notice.
So I'm guessing that if
you just
didn't
take him seriously.
Yeah,
I don't really didn't.
Swag. Attorneys with swag. Attorneys.